that's it. You've been officially issued for the K-1 visa. Yes! It says that your visa is in final processing. Truth be told, we've already received our visa, so let me tell you about everything that happened. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Beatrice. As you guys have seen, we have been approved. So we have received our visa. My fiance has officially received his visa to come to the United States. So he's going to be with me next week. I know, so fast, which is really funny because this process has taken almost a year. We got all our paperwork together in September in 2017. We mailed it out October 30th, 2017. We received the NOA1, which is that notice of arrival, November 2nd. And we waited 7.5 or so gruesome months until we finally heard back from USCIS. We heard back May 18th. We got approved May 18th. So let me tell you what happened after the approval. So usually it takes about 2 weeks to get from USCIS will send the case to NVC, as I explained in my previous video. So they send it to NVC. And usually it takes about 2 weeks, and ours took almost a month. I don't know why, but I just felt like the process was purposely like lagging for us. Like they were just, honestly, like we were getting frustrated because it took 2 weeks. It took more than 2 weeks to finally get to NVC. And then after I got to NVC, they gave us our case number and we were excited. Finally, they received our case number, but they started doing this thing. I don't know if they changed it now, but they started doing this thing where they're only shipping out the cases like twice a month. Instead, usually it used to be like the next day. As soon as you received your case number, the next day your case is sent to your embassy, and then a couple days your embassy has received it. But we waited another 2 weeks, and I know 2 weeks isn't long, but honestly, after you've been waiting for so long, and you're just sitting there waiting, checking every single day, waiting for days to pass, it just gets really exhausting. So 2 weeks have passed. Finally, our case got sent to Nigeria. So our case got to Nigeria like in 2 days, and it said on the case tracker, it said it was ready. So I contacted the embassy and they were like, yeah, so we received your electronic copy, but not your physical copy. And I had to oh my gosh, I waited like a full week until they finally got back to me and they're like, okay, we now have your physical copy. And I was like, oh my gosh. And honestly, we cannot book the medicals, we can't do anything until they receive our file. And then once they received our file, they sent us what was called Packet 3. And Packet 3 are like the instructions on what to do next. Like, you need to go do your medicals, you need to go get passport photos, you need to go get your police report, you need to obviously pay your visa fee and then book the interview and all that stuff. So once we got Packet 3, my fiance immediately went to the bank. He paid for the visa, and then he booked the appointment, the interview. So the interview was it had to be 2 weeks away from when he did his medical, and he hadn't done his medical at that time. So we had to estimate the time that we had to do it. So he did his medical, I think it was Monday, July 9th, and then 2 weeks later was when he was supposed to pick it up, which was Monday, July 23rd, and our interview was 2 days after, Wednesday, July 25th. So that's what happened, and there was this waiting period after he did his medicals. The day he did his medicals, he got his police report as well, and we just waited. He picked up his medicals 2 weeks later. He went for the interview last week on Wednesday, on July 25th, and it was a long, stressful process because he was there for almost 6 hours, and I was staying up. I went to sleep so late that night because I was waiting. I was like, oh my gosh, where is he? I'm waiting to hear back. And oh my gosh, it was killing me. I was just watching TV just to like pass the time or something. And he said he went in and they collected all his documents. He had to do his biometrics, and then they gave him a number. And finally, he was one of the last people to do his interview. And he said he got asked about 7 or so questions. And I'll tell you what the questions are actually, because I'm sure you guys are curious if you are doing the K-1 visa process. He said the questions were, they said who's filing for you, where and when did you meet, how many years have you been dating, when did she visit, what month and year, what did you where did you take her to when she visited? What is her major in school? What are her hobbies? And then they asked to see the pictures, and he said they went through every single picture in the photo album. Like they went through every single picture, and he was asking questions like, oh, who's this? Oh, who's that? And he was like, oh yeah, that's her grandma, that's her sister. And then they also collected the affidavit of support. I needed a joint sponsor since I'm young and I just finished university, so I don't really have like a full-time income yet, so I couldn't like support him yet. And my mom helped me out, so they asked for both of our financial documents, like tax transcripts. We needed tax transcripts and obviously the affidavit of support, like the actual petition. And then we brought like pay stubs, employment letter, W-2, and like bank statements. So just extra stuff just in case. So they collected all that, and then they told him, they're like, congratulations, you are approved, enjoy your stay in the US. That's what they told him. And he was like, he called me, he's like, baby, we did it. And I was like, oh my gosh. It was so exciting, such an amazing feeling, because now I know he's officially coming here. So we couldn't book the ticket until we can't book the ticket. Well, I mean, we couldn't book the ticket until he received the visa. So on the case tracker, CEAC case tracker, that's where we were able to see what the progress was. So the next day, it already said administrative processing, which is gold in Nigeria. For anything, I guess. Well, it's not golden. I wouldn't say it's golden for anybody. So if you see administrative processing, don't think that you're all set to go yet until you see issued, because most of the time administrative processing is that they're doing like their final background checks. And I've seen on Visa Journey, that website, the forum I told you guys about, I've seen on Visa Journey people who went through administrative processing and the next thing should have been issued, but instead of issued, they see rejected. And that's because during the administrative processing stage, they do like final background checks, and then they find out something crazy or something about you, or I don't know, God knows what they find out, but they say not enough proof, or you have a criminal history that you didn't report or whatnot, whatever it is, and then they get rejected. So I'm not saying that administrative processing is like the finish line, no, until you see issued. So then anyway, he got issued 2 days later, so it was really fast for us. So Wednesday was the interview, Thursday administrative processing, Friday was issued. On Monday he got the text message and email to come pick up his passport. It was that fast. So on Tuesday he went and picked up the passport. On Tuesday we booked the ticket, and he's coming next week. It has finally, I cannot wait, honestly. I cannot wait. I can't believe this process is finally over. I cannot wait to see my man. I can't wait to be with him. I can't wait to hold him and kiss him. And yeah, so my next few videos are going to be like a countdown of my preparation before I see him, because it's like 10 days or something like that. So yeah, and please watch, okay? All right, thank you guys for watching, and you have a great one, okay? Bye-bye.